What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We've got a lot of stuff to cover today, and I'm really excited about it because a lot of good stuff is starting to happen, which is awesome. First off, let's go ahead and jump into the black car right here in the MMR motor. The MMR motor, we actually got word that it's going to get started on and finished here in the next week, which means that we should be able to get this thing back before Christmas after shipping and all that good stuff is what they said. Unless there's any more delays, that is pretty much the update for that car, which is awesome. Second off, the GT350. We talked about the engine with this car. Same thing, right before Christmas, we should be able to get the engine back for that car, which means hopefully mid-January we should have a running GT and a running GT350, both 1,000+ horsepower, which is awesome. Super excited about that. As you guys know, we did get this temporary Coyote engine built and put together, though I'm not sure if we're even going to be using it because whenever we built this engine, I didn't think that we were going to be able to get the MMR motor back anytime soon. So we may just keep it assembled, pair up a Mantic clutch and pair up the stock trans and find a vehicle to swap it into. Doesn't that sound fun?
I think it'd be better if we make it high compression.
Okay, anyway, so back to what I was saying. I'm not sure exactly what we're going to do with this engine yet, but hopefully MMR can get the stuff together and get it over here pretty quickly, because if so, that means we'll have the MMR motor in that car, we'll have the Shelby motor in this car, we'll have the engine and trans paired up together, ready to swap into something, which so I probably am going to have to get on the market here pretty soon in the next few days or weeks and start looking for some kind of car to Coyote swap. So comment down below right now, let me know what you guys think. Would be really cool to see a Coyote swap. I don't know, really. I still think personally, coolest thing that I could think of is like a first gen Mustang, like a 67 fastback. That's like, oh, that's my dream car. Anyways, that's where my heart lies. With the truck, Doug has some parts that we ordered for the truck. And what happened to the parts, Doug?
FedEx lost them. Just like USPS lost my parts for this car, they also delayed our shipping on parts for the Mustang. I've been royally Googled lately by the shipping people.
Literally the only thing that we're waiting for to complete this entire engine are the little coolant necks that go right here and right here. Somehow USPS lost the package for that and also lost the only pieces pretty much that we need to wrap up the truck. And after that, we should be able to get started on wiring everything up on the truck and then worried about figuring out how to get it tuned and everything. After that, the truck should be pretty much running. So we're looking at that in the next few weeks as well. I don't know why I'm in such a good mood today. I think I'm in a good mood because everything is starting to finally work. As you guys remember, before we left for Chicago, we took the Miata to the tuner's house because we thought that it needed to get retuned. Turns out the Miata had a whole slew of issues, like tons. And it's really interesting. I'm not even going to talk about it in this video because I would really rather him explain it, everything that was wrong with it. He's actually going through and fixing everything now. He's working, he fixed everything, so now he's working on getting the tune finished. So we should be able to pick it up hopefully tomorrow, and it is awesome. Like, he sent me a video of the startup. I'm going to tell you this, Doug, too. He sent me a video of the startup, literally cold start, cranks it up, just starts right up now. It idles perfect, no misfires, no hiccups, no nothing. It's literally like perfect.
Hey, for all those people that said
stop. We'll talk about it next video. But anyway, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that. The Miata, we'll be picking it up, and like I said, we'll run through all the issues that it had. It makes a lot of sense why it was having the problems that it was having. I'm just happy to see it being fixed. So finally, the Miata is going to be back together. We'll be able to make a ton of videos with that, which is really exciting. But that's pretty much the update with all the vehicles. Now, let me show you guys what Doug has been working on. As you guys remember, 2 weeks ago now, we went and picked up Doug his little project car, which I'm not gonna lie, at first I was like really hesitant because it looked really hideous, and I know a lot of people were in the comments laughing about it too. The SC300, you guys remember that video? This is Daniel, play a clip real quick of what it looked like. You ready?
Check it.
It was pretty rough, I won't lie. The guy that we bought it from, he's a really nice guy. It's just, it looked like the car had been not necessarily like taken care of the best. The exterior was pretty good though. It was a straight body. Paint was decent on it, and that's pretty much what we saw value in. So Doug picked it up, and while I've been gone in Chicago, he's been doing a lot of stuff to it, and that's what I'm going to show you guys.
4 days? What was it, 4 days that you were gone?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, so in 4 days, we've done a lot of stuff. Like I said, basically, I kind of got...
I looked down, everything's gone.
I got Googled by all of our shipping carriers, so I did free mods, as in weight reduction, purge canister, evap system, vacuum hoses, coolant lines you don't need. They're going to throttle body. Just got the radiator in today.
Basically the entire evap system delete.
Yep, and then we also have AC hoses, lines, all that kind of stuff. Also modified the factory knuckles, so cut them and then staggered and welded them to get proper acumen for steering components, and also more lock at full tilt.
These cars stock have very, very little angle. It was actually kind of funny whenever Doug first showed it to me. He was like, this is full lock, and we turned it all the way to the left and all the way to the right.
I think factory is 35 degrees.
And what is it up to now?
And now it has proper lock side to side.
So this is what Doug did. He didn't even get new knuckles. He actually cut, welded, and modified the stock knuckles. And now, instead of, I mean, I'm not kidding you, the stock angle was like right about there.
Yeah. If you look at the tie rods, they're actually at an angle right now. So whenever you lower the car, it's actually going to be able to triangulate and push it out more. So we're going to get more lock, even more than this. And spacers right now, we're actually hitting on, if you hear, we're hitting on the control arm. So once we get our spacers, we'll be a little bit more. So waiting on bushings to come in, poly bushings for all the control arms. Already checked ball joints, they were good while I had the knuckle off.
Hey, speaking of, why don't you talk about the wheels?
Oh yeah, so wheels, some Hot Boy status stuff. Nah, just kidding, these are knockoffs like usual. 18 by 9.5, factory offset of 22 as they come, but we're gonna be running a 12 mil spacer or 10 mil spacer behind it. The rear is 18 by 10.5, 22. Already got extended studs. Got those to be able to mate with our larger spacers and have proper engagement. Some fresh lugs with that. Bumper mod.
I think that was the biggest part for me though, was looking at the wheels compared to the stocks. Like even that small difference, because I've been looking at the stock wheels, obviously the stock height and everything, and it looked really bad. Really quickly though, after just seeing the wheels put on it, it looks way better. Especially the color. You did a really good job with the color. The color's great. It's like a matte finish, gray, silverish color.
Big brakes coming for this. There's a factory option from the LS 400, which is like the bigger kind of sedan brother to these vehicles. Comes with a 4-pot brake, and they bolt right on.
Oh, okay.
4-pot, 4-piston, whichever one you like to call it. And it upgrades from like a 10.6 or 10.8 rotor to like a 12.6 rotor as well.
Nice.
So those will be going here, and they also help on the full lock because of the back of this caliper. If you think about how much throw you have to have in those pistons, the two pistons are actually way deeper here. So when you go full lock, it's actually hitting against the factory strut area. But the 4-pot, if you move them a little bit over, basically you split the throw length in half. Effectively, it also clears this stuff. So
what's the plans for coilovers?
Hey, CX Racing, I'm gonna shout you out again.
Coilovers, most likely from CX Racing, and also the CX Racing Turbo Kit. They make a 2JZ Turbo Kit, which goes on this car. Obviously, this car, like we've been talking about, comes with the 2JZ GE engine, not the GTE. We've got pretty much everything that we need to go for a Turbo 2JZ, except for just rods and not really pistons. Pistons will work, but probably do rods and pistons and rotating assembly, just get it balanced to do it the right way.
This is a budget build. For right now, I think what we're probably gonna do is retain the GE bottom end. I actually have turbo rods and pistons, but we don't really need them per se. I think for our horsepower goals, we'll be able to take the factory twin turbo head gasket, which is a little thicker. Basically, it reduces your compression. Effectively, we'll be able to run probably 15, 16 pounds of boost on a single setup. Figure out our ECU, maybe the Aristo, maybe something crazier.
What are you pulling off right now?
Power steering pump. And I'm getting that out of the way because on these vehicles, if you look, it's actually mounted through this bracket to the AC compressor, which we're getting rid of. So we don't need this.
Oh, okay.
So we need to unbolt this, get it out the way.
So
probably my favorite part so far, which is super icer. But
he also went ahead and took circular cuts out of the bumper support. That way we get nice airflow through here to the radiator, which is not in here anymore, as you guys see. Reason being is because the stock radiator that was in this car was not actually out of the proper car. The radiator that was in the car stock, it busted, and the guy went to the junkyard and pretty much picked up some radiators, or a radiator and a fan shroud that didn't even fit the car, and the radiator that was in there was actually leaking anyway. So Doug went ahead and ordered an entire radiator for the car, and it looks awesome. So this is the radiator that he's getting ready to swap in today. So we'll be able to have some really nice airflow through that bumper support, through the radiator, to keep this thing nice and cool once we get the turbo put on. It's coming along really quickly, surprisingly, in the week or 2 weeks that he's had the car, and we've only been working on it for a week, and most of the days I was gone in Chicago, so I didn't even get to see a lot of the progress. But I'm really curious if you guys are interested to see more stuff about this. Comment down below and we can make more in-depth videos and stuff. So Turbo 2JZ, if you guys are interested in it, obviously I'd love to make videos with it. That'd be cool. We've never even done a drift car before either, so it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, so we're gonna learn together. We're gonna all learn together.
Oh yeah, Doug's never built a drift car either, so this is a first for everybody.
Yeah.
AC compressor's out.
Yeah.
That's a whole AC delete.
You can have that.
I don't want it. It's okay. You can keep it.
You know what I built, or what I built, I'm sorry. What I watched last night is a guy disassembled one of these and built a running motor out of an AC compressor.
Really?
There's pistons inside of this. In his case, there was 3. And as they actuate, you can actually drill a bunch of holes all around here. I don't know, the dude was super smart. I thought it was really cool. But he built a running motor out of this and attached a flywheel to the back.
I kid you not, that describes Doug in his his free time to a T. That's this type of shit that Doug watches whenever he gets bored. Most people go play Xbox or something. Nope, Doug gets on YouTube and he watches people make engines out of compressors.
But if y'all find that link, it's a very interesting one. It's like 35 minutes, so you can sit there and get you a little snacky do, whatever you want to do.
A snacky snack?
little snack.
Finally, we've got pretty much a few of the last remaining components that we really need. UPS has been, well, and USPS and FedEx. Anyways, this box was actually delayed like, how many days? Like a week almost? Yeah, 5 days. So right here, we've got some AN line. This is -6, black nylon braided line. We're gonna be using this to completely reroute the trans cooler. This is the budget way to do it whenever you're doing a 4L80 swap, is just extend the 4L60 line back and pretty much run the stock 4L60 lines. But I think we're having flow issues, and that's why the converter was getting stuck locked. We did send the converter off, as you guys remember, to Circle D, and they sent it back and they said everything looked good, but they went ahead and sent a brand new converter anyways, just to be sure. And we had the transmission torn into and rebuilt, and everything was checked out as well, so no issues there. Last thing that we're gonna work on, like I said, is just getting these transcooler lines upgraded. So instead of this tiny little stainless line, we're gonna go to some bigger, beefier AN fitting lines, and have really nice seals and all that good stuff. So hopefully we won't have any leaks. And also it should allow for plenty of flow from that transmission up to the trans cooler up in the front, that big old True Cool 40K up there. So should have no issues with that at all. AN line is always fun. Braided nylon shouldn't be too bad, but as you guys have seen in the past, stainless steel braided line really sucks because your fingers get stabbed like 100 times by, yeah, nylon is just not as bad. It's still stabby though. This is gonna be off of the trans cooler instead of the barbed fittings that we have right now where the rubber hose just slips over it and we have a crimp on it. This is actually AN line. So we'll thread this into the bottom of the cooler and we'll be able to thread on our AN fittings, so on and so forth. These are the fittings for our 4L80 transmission. Check it out. So these are gonna go into the side of the transmission. This one's in the rear, this one's in the front. This one's a little bit longer so it can reach, I believe, one of the pumps or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it is on the 4L80s. We'll be able to hook up one of these 90s to it like that and run lines along the trans tunnel to the very front of the cooler. So should have no more issues at all with anything like that. That should help a ton. This is what Doug picked out. Check this out. So this is our new switch panel for the truck, which is actually pretty exciting. I'm not gonna lie. It feels really nice. Check that out. So this is Summit Racing brand. We're gonna have our ignition here, so we'll be able to flip it on, get all of our accessory and everything running. Once that's flipped on, engine start, and obviously engine stop would be just to flip it down, but ignition on, engine start. We'll have like probably maybe fuel pump. I don't know exactly what. Yeah, we still gotta figure that out. Fuel pump, fans, lights, fans, whatever really. Ice tank if we decide to do, yeah, intercooler tank. But yeah. Anyways, these are basically just 4 accessories. We've got our ignition and our start button. We're probably gonna put this, as you guys remember, we've been talking about it for a while, where the radio is on the truck. We cut that entire radio section out, and I think this is probably gonna be where that goes. It's gonna be real nice. Oh yeah, this is really cool. So this is our power shutoff. This is actually, it works interesting. It's actually technically not a power shutoff. It's actually, it works like a ground. So there's a ground that runs to this right here, and on the other side, it runs down to the frame rail. Let's say the truck flips, gas starts pouring out, and there's electrical and everything. Obviously, you don't want it to catch on fire. So in the event that something like that happens, to immediately cut power to everything, you just go back and just flip the power off. So I'm probably gonna cut out and mount it somewhere right there. That way it's easily accessible, real bright, easy to grab, out in the open, all that good stuff. So that is the plans for that. By the way, guys, in the last video, oh wait, they're not even gonna be able to see. They're probably gonna be so confused. I just now remember this video is gonna go up before the video that we filmed picking up the motorcycle. Everybody's probably so damn confused. Don't worry, that will be explained in a later video. Let me see. These are interesting looking. Where's the collar?
Oh, what, like a Raail style?
Yeah.
Not all of them have those. These are
really
easier. These are easier to work with normally. Yeah.
How do these work? I've never seen these.
Basically, this slides into there, and then whenever you tighten it up and thread it into there, it expands out into like.
Seriously, you don't even have to pull the. Oh, dude, what? I've never seen that kind
That's
before.
why I got the vibrant ones.
Nice. That's why I was talking about a minute ago. It's like stabbing your fingers because I have to peel back all the stainless little fingers, and they stab me so bad.
The ones with the little ferrules.
Yeah.
I've used
and then you
those
put the like brass collar in there and slide the other collar over
between
and
the
tighten
sleeve
it.
and the outer.
Yeah, and it pinches it. I've never seen these used before. That's pretty neat,
Do
dude.
this, and I take a little bit of grease normally.
So we got the new fittings way up in there. It's gonna be kind of hard to see, but these are the old style fittings. You guys saw that the new ones have the AN part on the end. These are the old style for the stock 4L60 fitting. If you check it out, you can see they've got like this really primitive crimp style thing. You slide that in there, and normally there's an E-clip in there that holds it in place. They work. It's just not really the best design, so we're replacing those. Between the bigger diameter, more flow, better fittings, and flexibility, there's pretty much no other reason to keep these stock lines at all. So what's the best form of extraction for that? Oh, it's leaking. Let me get up there up front and see if I can pull it out easy. Oh, it's scooping everywhere. Yeah. That's gotta go back and down right there. Getting it out's the hard part. This shit ain't wanting to come.
The two stock trans lines are out of the way. We can now grab this new line, uncoil this thing so we can get ready to route it. So we're gonna go ahead and I'm not gonna tighten it down, but I'm gonna reach up in here. There we go. So the line's over the K member, over the cross member, all that good stuff. About right there is where we need it back here. So let me hop up here. Now this is where our in spot is. Obviously, as you guys see, it does not matter which end that you hook up. There's no inlet and outlet. Both of them will flow the same. Mark it, cut it, put a new AN fitting on here and hook it up to the cooler. Do the same thing right here. Hook it up, route it down with the other one, back to the trans, put an AN fitting on that end, thread it into the transmission. Pretty straightforward and simple. This would be the same process, by the way, if you guys were installing a new trans cooler onto a truck that didn't have one, or if you're upgrading your trans cooler in lines, this would be the exact same process. So hopefully it's helpful for somebody. It looks super easy. So you just slide this collar over, right?
Yep, yeah, twist it.
Okay, and now grease the tip. These are so much more simple to use than the others. Jesus, dude. We can take the vise, apply some light pressure to that right there, and we can take our pliers and just spin it the rest of the way down. This is dope. These are nice. All right, there we go. Another AN fitting. So now, like I said, we can go ahead and hook this one up where we need it to, measure our line, see where we need to cut it, and then I've got our last 90 that we're gonna install on this side once we cut it to length. After that, we'll just be able to tighten down all the fittings and we'll be good to go. Right now, Doug's hooking up the hose to the second trans fitting back there, and then we're gonna route it up to the front again and guide it up, mark it, and cut it. Okay, we need to cut to the inner line of the tape. All right, AN line, cut to length, just like Doug showed. Twist and insert. Okay, so that's bottomed out. Now we got our grease. Insert that thing down into there. All right. Why? All right, guys, our last fitting is on. Check that out. That's a nice line right there.
Take a look at it. See, that'll be Daddy D approved.
Daddy D approved. I also like how even once these are tightened, they still will spin with you. Like this one's all the way tightened down. Normally most AN fittings, you can't spin them. But this one you can spin. What? Spinners. Doug is such a perfectionist. We've got to have the lines completely straight all the way down so that way whenever he zip ties them side by side, they'll look good the whole way. So we're gonna zip tie them together like so. I've got our nice minty AN fittings instead of our barbed fittings and rubber hose. Nice nylon line, -6, so we got optimal flow. That's a wrap. Not really, we gotta tighten up the fittings and everything. Doug's got a zip tie, but almost. It's almost starting to look professional under this thing. We got some AN fittings, we got AN lines, nylon line, everything looks real good and professional. Legitimately, all we gotta do under here now is finish our exhaust stuff from the headers. Pretty much after that, it's just electrical and that's it. I'll at least show you what we got up here, if I can get up here somehow without killing myself. Oh yeah, we also got some merch. No, but we got our race harnesses here for the truck too. The Kirky seat just down there. I gotta get it put in the truck and get some brackets for the seat and all that good stuff. But back here, we've got our battery box. Also, it's gonna help with weight distribution because we're gonna take a little bit of weight off the front and put it in the back because as you guys know, trucks, the reason why they have a lot of trouble hooking whenever you get up into high horsepower trucks is because there's no weight back here. It's literally just a truck bed. So any weight helps. So we're gonna relocate the fuel cell from under there, probably put it in the center of the bed here or somewhere like that. With an onboard fuel pump. That way we'll have easy access to that and it'll also push some more of that weight behind the axle. On top of that as well, we're gonna put the battery back there. So between the full fuel cell and the battery, we'll hopefully get a lot of that weight back behind there. He wants to put it somewhere right here, but I'd like to get it behind the axle a little bit so we can get a little bit more weight transfer. So we gotta move these nitrous brackets obviously. So probably gonna get that welded up against the bed so that way we've got our battery there, run our cables. Ground wire is gonna go down through the bed to our kill switch back there near the roll pan, and then from the kill switch to the frame, and then our positive is gonna go to a distribution block, which is either going to be located back here somewhere or we're going to have it under the engine bay. We just got to wait until we get it all in and kind of mock it all up and see what we like. Anyways, that's going to be pretty much the battery situation. Once Holley EFI's got power, we'll be able to hook everything up and double check that everything's functioning properly and then pretty much go from there and get started on throwing a bass tune on it so we can get it started up again. Feels like it's been forever. So let me do a mental checklist. We got the trans cooler done. We're getting the lines ran, getting all that taken care of. So we just got to tighten the fittings. That's done. All we've got left, we've got our switch panel. We've got our kill switch. So all we're waiting on now is battery cables, right? Power wire and distribution block, and then we should theoretically be able to hook power up to everything after that, and we will pretty much be good to go, right?
I might need to change the firmware though.
That is truly exciting. Gosh, I cannot wait. I know you guys are really excited. I'm so sorry that this truck has been pushed off so much. It's just, as you guys probably know, we had a Voodoo engine completely take a dump on us. We had a Coyote engine take a dump on us all at the same time. And we had to get those taken care of really quickly. Then we had a temporary engine to build. And among the craziness that's been, there's just been a lot of other crazy stuff going on. Probably self-explanatory. I'm sure you guys know, but
it's okay because we're giving up on drag racing and we're making a drift channel.
Shut up.